Come one, come all, come in general.
This is
Ooh.
sick. It reminds me of Wandersong, you know, one of
Uh,
my favorite video games
oh,
of all
um,
time.
I can't say I'm familiar, but awesome.
Well, it's a very small indie game, to be fair.
Hmm,
It's not like very well known.
hmm. What genre game is it?
It's platformer, adventure.
Hmm,
Basically the controls, there's no violence, well, very
hmm.
little violence in this game. It's very little combat based. It's more so you use
Hmm.
it's about a bard, basically. It's hard to
Aha.
explain. So basically there's a bard, and then you got the hero of the story
Hmm.
who basically has to kill all the overseers in order for a new world to be born. But
Oh.
everybody else is like, oh no, I don't want the world to be born, to be reborn. I want this current world to stay. And then
Hmm.
you've got a little bard who basically wants to collect all the pieces of the Earth Song and sing his way to basically keep the world as it is. Um,
Hmm.
but the hero keeps killing the overseers, so it's kind of hard for him to get the song from a dead overseer, you know.
Hmm.
So it's kind of trying to combat that. But
Ha.
the hero is actually the main character
Hmm.
of the game. If that make no, the hero is not the main character of the game. The bard is the main character, but the hero
Is the
is
protagonist?
supposedly
Hmm.
yeah. So even though the hero is
Hmm.
the antagonist in this game, but
Yeah.
from
That
the
he's
hero's perspective,
yeah, like
it's
he's the
naturally
like the hero of his own story school of villainy.
yeah, basically it's very like that. And
Yeah.
it's just fantastic because it's like the side characters are the ones that are creating the story, but
Hmm.
the hero is the one that's kind of in that struggle.
Yeah, that sounds
But
awesome. I might actually play that. And
it's so worth it, I promise you. Like
yeah,
it is, it made me cry, and it also it's a game that helped me get through like my burnout, my emotional burnout.
so
It was so good.
yeah, and also like not for nothing, but that story of like choosing between like the current dying world or building a new one, like that is legitimately the plot of most of the Dark Souls games, and I absolutely love that for it.
Ooh, the Dark Souls games. I don't actually know.
Yeah,
I
like
know that we.
there's a whole lot of like wanky lore about it, like because like basically like the like for most Dark Souls or Souls-like games, the story is show, don't tell, no really, tell nothing. You have to be a detective in order to figure everything out. but the baseline of the games is uh, is that is that basically, sorry, yeah, to briefly summarize, that you are a dying person, and and the world is about to die, and you can either rekindle the flame to keep the world going, or you can let it die. And
Is that with all of the Souls games, or is it just
uh,
that?
it's with at least most of them, or at least some of them. Um, like in terms of, like, I don't know the main stories of the Dark Souls games, but I do know that that is at least the story of the first game. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and there's also like different mumbo jumbo. Like there's simultaneously the Ashen, the Undead, the and the various other like variations on that. Um,
Mm.
yeah, and I also say this as someone who hasn't played the proper Dark Souls games. Like I've only played
What did you?
I only played like Souls likes or games that are inspired by Dark Souls. Like I've played
Oh,
Elden Ring, which is awesome. I played
it does that count as Souls? Because I know people are like,
oh
oh,
uh,
they call Elden Ring a Souls game, but is it really
uh,
a Souls game?
oh yeah, yeah. It's 100% a Souls game. Like it plays like or it plays better than some of the Souls games based on what I've seen. But yeah, like through and through, it is a Souls game because pretty much one of the main USPs of a Souls game is one, the difficulty, and two, every time you die twice in a row without picking up your experience stuffs from where you died, then you lose all your experience. So
That's quite
yeah,
sad. But
yeah.
is it like story wise? Has it got the same?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I
Oh, okay.
yeah, and I'd say like both as a pro and a con because I really like story games. However, most Dark Souls stories like hide their story in like item descriptions and really hard to find quest lines. And
Mm,
so and so most of the time stories in Souls like games for me are quite annoying or difficult to find.
mm.
The only exception in my opinion being Hollow Knight, which has like a very like exploratory like
Wait, is
go,
Hollow Knight is also a Souls game?
some people have called it a Souls like just
Souls
because it
like,
has
yeah.
yeah because it has a similar death system basically.
Oh, yeah. And the boss fights are quite.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
and also it's quite hard at places as well. Uh, but yeah, sorry to disrupt the flow.
no, no, you're fine.